Hello friends, let's continue our discussion related to the problems in ESG and sustainability. Okay, so sustainability related one more problem example is waste generation in retail. So the companies working in retail sector, they particularly those dealing with the fast fashion, food packaging or electronics, generating significant amount of the waste. Okay, this can be packaging waste, unsold goods and single-use plastics contribute to overflowing the landfills and also the pollutions actually. Okay, basically, and retailers are also often face pressure to keep inventory high, which can lead to overproduction and also excess waste. Challenges are basically we can say overcoming the complexity of managing the waste of managing the waste in retail supply chain and finding sustainable packaging solutions. Also transitioning away from single-use plastics requires a lot of coordination with suppliers, manufacturers, and developing efficient recycling systems. And also that can be costly and resource intensive. So what can be the possible solutions if we look for this? Retailers can reduce waste by adopting sustainable packaging options like biodegradable, recyclable and compostable materials, and encouraging recycles among consumers. Also implementing the closed loop systems to repurpose or recycle unsold products. Such as through resale or donation, can help minimize waste. Companies should prioritize inventory optimization to reduce overproduction and waste. Also engaging consumers through take back programs, or we can say incentivizing eco-friendly packaging returns can further reduce retail waste. Okay, so friends, we have seen the problem, challenges and solution related to waste generation in the retail sector. Let us see another example now. Another example is very interesting related to ESG and sustainability problems, like lack of transparency in executive compensations. We might have seen the many organizations which may face scrutiny over disproportionate executive compensation, especially when their employees are not receiving fair wages or when the company's performance does not justify high executive pay. So we can say there is a lack of transparency in how executive bonuses and compensations are determined, can fuel public perceptions of we can say inequity. It will lead to inequity and undermine the employee morale. Okay, so the challenges related to dealing with this problem, like balancing the executive incentives to drive organizational success with fair pay practices for employees. Additionally, we can say compensation decisions are often made behind closed doors, and that is leading to the lack of transparency for shareholders, employees and the public. Now, what can be the possible solutions for this problem? Companies which can enhance transparency by disclosing executive compensation packages and linking them to long-term organizational performance and sustainability goals. Also adopting pay equity audits. We call it pay equity audits. Okay, this can ensure fair compensation practices and also reduce pay gaps within the organization. And we need to have clear publicly available disclosure about compensation criteria, including performance matrices tied to ESG outcomes. Okay, ESG outcomes. And this can also build trust with stakeholders and improve the company's governance practices. So we have seen this problem: lack of transparency in executive compensation, challenges and its solutions. Actually, now let us see another example. Another example is of supply chain carbon emissions, which is a scope 3 basically. So many companies supply chains contribute significantly to their carbon emissions, especially like industries like manufacturing, logistics and food production. So the carbon intensive transportation, production processes and the use of fossil fuels throughout the supply chain undermine sustainability goals and contribute to the climate change. Okay, then challenges in dealing with this problem: organizations may not have full visibility, about what over the carbon footprint of their supply chain partners, particularly with global supply chains. Also, many suppliers, especially in developing regions, may still rely heavily on inefficient technologies and fossil fuels for production, making it very difficult to achieve environmental emissions reduction goals. Actually, then what can be the solutions for it? Okay, solutions for it. We can say companies can work closely with the suppliers to measure and reduce their carbon emissions. How come? They have to promote the use of clean energy efficient technologies and sustainable transportation methods. Also, setting up the carbon reduction targets for suppliers. Collaborating on sustainable sourcing practices can create collective sustainability impact. Also, companies should consider offsetting carbon emissions or investing in carbon capture initiatives to neutralize their carbon footprints. So also there can be use of supply chain tracking software can provide greater visibility into the environmental impact of every link in the supply chain. Use of supply chain tracking software. Okay, so this is also one of the solution examples. So we have seen problem related to ESG sustainability for supply chain carbon emissions, associate challenges and its solution. Now let us see another example, friend. Another example for sustainability related problem is unsafe working condition in the warehousing and logistics. Companies often face issues with unsafe working conditions for employees, issues can be such as repetitive strain injuries, lack of protective equipment, poor ventilation, high workplace accidents, and this can lead to employee health problems and legal problems or liabilities also. Now challenges associated. The challenge is in addressing workplace safety while meeting the demands of high efficiency operations. Also, many companies prioritize productivity over employee welfare. Prioritize productivity over employee welfare, and insufficient safety training or inadequate safety protocols also can contribute to the accidents. Additionally, staff turnover rate in warehouse complicates consistent safety training and monitoring. So what can be the solutions for this? Possible solutions. The organizations can invest in ergonomically designed equipments, providing comprehensive safety training, also and enforcing the strict workplace safety protocols. We can think about independent implementations of automated systems where appropriate can reduce the physical strain on employees. Regular safety audits, employee feedback, use of wearable technologies to monitor workers' health and safety can also prevent accidents. So companies should establish a culture of safety where management leads by example and takes active steps to ensure the well-being of the employees. So we have seen the problem associated with unsafe working conditions, challenges and the solution examples also. Thank you, friends. Let us see another example. Another ESG sustainability related problem example is corruption and lack of accountability in the business practices. Many organizations face issues of corruption, bribery, and unethical business practices, especially in industries like construction, gas, and oil, and financial services. Many examples. Corruption undermines trust in company, harms relationship with stakeholders, and also can lead to legal penalties and fines or loss of business. Loss of business also can be the result. Also legal penalties, or we can say fines. Okay, then what can be the challenges associated with this? Right, challenges are unethical behavior, which can be deeply embedded in the certain industry, particularly in regions where corruption is prevalent or goes unchecked. And organizations may find it difficult to implement anti-corruption measures if they face pressure to meet the financial goals or compete in a highly competitive environment section. So what can be the best possible solutions for this problem? The companies can implement anti-corruption policies and developing whistleblower programs to encourage reporting of unethical behaviors. Also adopting third-party audits and engaging in due diligence. Okay, when selecting partners or suppliers also can reduce the risk of corruption. More than that, training employees on ethical behaviors and transparency and establish the clear accountability measures or structures within the organizations, and this can help eliminate corruption. So publicly committing to ethical business practices and demonstrating adherence to global anti-corruption standards will also help building the long-term trust for the companies. So we have seen problems related to corruption and lack of accountability, the challenges associated, and the solution associated with the problem. Thank you, friends. Let us see another example now. Another problem example related to sustainability, gender inequality in the leadership. Many organizations still suffer from gender inequality, like in leadership roles mainly here, with women underrepresented in executive and board positions. This lack of gender diversity can hinder organizational innovations and preventing the business from tapping into a broader talent pool. Okay, so what can be the challenges associated with this? So challenges lies in the persistent barriers women face in advancing to leadership roles, including gender bias, workplace discrimination, and unequal access to mentorship and networking opportunities. So there is also a lack of supportive policies for work-life balances, which disproportionately affecting the women. So what can be the solutions for this problem? We can say the organizations can promote gender equality by setting diversity quotas and targets for leadership position, and also ensuring that the talent pipelines are diverse. Enough. Also establishing mentorship programs and leadership trainings specifically for women can help developing the next generation of female leaders. Also, additionally, organizations can implement flexible working policies, also promoting pay equities and fostering an inclusive work environment where women feel supported and valued actually. So problem of gender inequality, associated challenges, and the solution side actually we have seen for this problem. Now friends, let us see another example. Another problem example is related to sustainability and CSR and ESG, lack of community engagement. So many companies, they fail to engage effectively with the communities where they operate, also leading to a sort of misalignment between companies' business objectives and local community needs. Okay, so this can result in local oppositions, protests, or even regulatory pushback, especially in industries like mining and manufacturing. So pushback also possible as a result or outcome of this. So the challenge is that community engagement is often seen as one-time effort or PR tactics rather than a long-term ongoing relationship. But many companies lack dedicated resources to build relationship with the local community and understand their needs, and also leading to communication breakdowns and potential negative impacts on their reputation. So what can be the, so we have seen the challenges, now we see the solution side of this problem actually. So what companies do, they should invest in community engagement programs that focus on active dialogue with the local stakeholders. Also this can involve establishing community advisory board, so we can think of that, community advisory boards, conducting regular licensing sessions and creating partnership with the local non-profits organizations. And also CSR initiative should be tailored to meet the real needs of community, and such as education, health, and environmental sustainability projects. Also transparent long-term engagement is key to building the trust. Thank you friends, let us see another examples now.